Happy International Women's Day, everyone, and welcome to today's video. The United Nations theme for this year's International Women's Day is Rights, Justice, Action for all women and girls. This theme is aimed at ensuring parity for all women and girls by dismantling structural barriers such as discriminatory laws and weak legal protections. It is a call of action to uphold the rule of law in defending women's rights. To advocate properly for women's rights in Nigeria, it is necessary to take a look at some of the discriminatory laws that remain prevalent in our society today. First on our list is the ground norm, the Constitution. Section 42 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, prohibits against discrimination on the basis of gender. However, the same Constitution has some provisions that discriminate clearly against women and girls. Section 26 of the Constitution provides for citizenship by registration as one of the means by which a person can become a citizen of Nigeria. However, subsection 2 of the same section provides that only a woman who is or has been married to a citizen of Nigeria can become a citizen by registration. The clear implication of this is that a woman cannot confer upon her spouse status of citizenship by registration. This is clearly discriminatory. Another discriminatory statute against women in Nigeria is the Labor Act and the various labor laws of the states. Section 55 of the Labor Act restricts women from doing night work in industry and agriculture in both the private and public sector. It also outrightly prohibits them from doing underground work in mines. Many civil service rules do not make provision for single women with dependents or married women with jobless or dependent husbands. Many of them restrict the marriage and pregnancy rights of their female workers, and some go as far as to demand a refund of the training costs if the female workers get pregnant during training. Many statutes governing the security forces and paramilitary forces of the country, such as the police, the Nigerian Army, the Civil Defense Corps, the Federal Road Safety Corps, the Nigerian Drug Enforcement Agency, and the like, outrightly restricts the marriage rights of the female workers, often requiring them to seek permission to marry and going so far as to discharge them if they get pregnant while unmarried. The Marriage Act also discriminates against women in Nigeria by its Section 18, in which consent of a minor to marry is granted only to the father unless he is dead, of unsound mind, or is absent from Nigeria, in which case it will be given to the mother. This is clearly discriminatory, as both the mother and the father should have equal rights over their child. The Criminal Code also discriminates against women in its sections 353 and 360, in which indecent assault against males is made a felony liable to imprisonment of 3 years, whereas indecent assault against a female is a misdemeanor liable to imprisonment of 2 years. The Penal Code applicable in the North is also not left out, as the Section 55 allows a husband to correct his wife by beating, provided it does not cause grievous harm. Tax practices in Nigeria also discriminate against women, as they allow men to make deductions for dependable children, but do not allow women unless they can sufficiently prove the child's dependency upon them. Also, single mothers are not allowed deductibles for their dependents because of their inability to produce a marriage certificate. And despite several Supreme Court judgments on the matter, women continue to be discriminated against for their property and inheritance rights. By virtue of Section 1 sub 3 of the Constitution, all these discriminatory laws and practices are unconstitutional and illegal. So what can you do when discriminated against as a woman? Actions of government officials and private organizations that are discriminatory against women are considered to be civil and administrative violations and not necessarily criminal in nature. Redress should be sought at the administrative department or human resource department of the individual organization, following which legal redress can be sought in the courts of law. Recourse can be made to the police if the discrimination involves some abuse, violence, assault, or exploitation. Follow up with me for more statutes, case laws, legal principles, and legal tidbits.